A 11-year-old girl was eagerly waiting for her mother to return from work in the evening. But minutes turned into hours, and there was no trace of her mother. Neither she was getting calls, nor any of her friends know where she was. What had happened to this mother that she did not return home for so long even after leaving her daughter alone at home? So let's learn more about today's case revolving around Uttarakhand nurse incident. Nadia Ji was a 33-year-old nurse from Rudrapur area of Uttarakhand. She used to work in a private hospital. Life was not easy for Nadia because even after her marriage and having a child, the relationship between her and her husband was so bad that both of them divorced each other, and all the responsibilities of their 11-year-old daughter fell on Nadia. Despite the emotional baggage of her marriage and the trauma of her divorce, she had to take care of her 11-year-old daughter. But even if somehow she could do all this, get a job and take care of her daughter, she still had to face the society that she is a divorcee woman. A society that degrades divorced women or divorced girls considers them very low. In today's times, divorce is a taboo in India. But luckily, Nadia's family was not such a conservative and narrow-minded family, because after Nadia's divorce, they gave her full support and even invited her to live with their daughter in their house. Nadia was trying to make a better life for herself and her daughter after divorce, and living back with her family after divorce became a support system for her. Her family made her feel that she is not alone in this battle, she is not alone at all, and they helped her a lot in getting her established so that she could stand on her feet again. And because of this support, she had the hope of restarting her life again, and that is why she rejoined her post in the hospital. Nadia was living her life. She used to come to the hospital every day, and after finishing her duty, she used to return home by auto in the evening. This was her daily routine, but on the evening of 30th July, she never returned home. When Nadia did not return home, her family members started getting worried because even her calls were not being received. Since her phone was also not reachable, Nadia's sister started calling all her relatives and friends in anxiety. But no one had any news about Nadia. Whatever efforts she had made at her level, all of them were going in vain. Then they thought, why are we not calling the hospital? So she called her hospital also, and the hospital people said that Nadia Ji had finished her duty and left for home on time. But where did she go after that? No one had any idea about this, and on hearing this, without wasting any time, on 31st July, Nadia's sister went to the police station and filed a missing report for Nadia. And now the police started looking for Nadia. The police tried to track all the movements of Nadia through CCTV cameras. According to the CCTV, they saw Nadia leaving the hospital on the evening of July 30. After this, she boarded an e-rickshaw from Indira Chowk to go home. But when they checked the CCTV near Nadia's apartment, they never saw her going to her house. All of this meant that Nadia had disappeared after taking a rickshaw to reach her house. After this point, the police completely suspected this e-rickshaw guy because he was the last person who had seen Nadia Ji. But after interrogating him, they came to know that the e-rickshaw driver had just dropped Nadia Ji at the address she told to him, and what happened after that? The rickshaw driver had no idea. Even after so much investigation, the police could not find out anything about Nadia's whereabouts. So the question remains, where did Nadia go? It had been more than a week since Nadia disappeared, and I can't even imagine what their 11-year-old daughter must be going through at that time. She did not have a dad for emotional support. She had only her mother, but Nadia Ji's family still had not lost hope. But on 8th August, after a long time, they got a news about Nadia Ji, which was not good at all. Since Nadia's apartment was situated very close to the border of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh, also called as UP. Police investigation now brought them to Bilaspur colony of UP, 1.5 kilometers away from Rudrapur. There, in an empty plot of land amidst bushes, police found Nadia's body in a very horrific condition. Her corpse was so badly decomposed that a strong smell was coming from it. Her legs were stiff and her face was hit with a stone so badly that she was unrecognizable. The only way police could identify her was by her nurse uniform, which was barely covering her body. It was clear that she had been sexually abused. There were scratches and wounds all over her body, which showed that she had tried her best to save a life before she died. And when Nadia's family came to know about this, they were in disbelief. All this time, they were hoping that the police will bring our daughter back home safely, but they did not expect this thing. The police came to them with such bad news. Their whole family was shattered. They did not know what to do. They did not know what to believe, because a person who does this to someone cannot be a normal man at all. The police noticed after looking at the body that all of Nadia's belongings, her purse, her phone, everything was missing, and this could only mean one thing, that whoever had done this to Nadia Ji had robbed her. The police immediately traced Nadia's phone, and they found her location in Bareilly city of UP. But since all this happened in the jurisdiction of UP, the Uttarakhand police informed the UP police about this case. But they did not receive any reply from there. Even when Nadia's family tried to file a case with the UP police, they were treated very badly. Such treatment with Nadia's family was not justified at all, and after this Nadia's family lost faith in the police as well. For some reason, Nadia's family believed that the people at her hospital had done that to Nadia, because according to them, they noticed upon seeing Nadia's body. Her organs were also missing. That is why Nadia's family raised their voice for the proper investigation of their daughter's case, and along with them Nadia's colleagues, and many people of Uttarakhand started protesting for Nadia. I don't know why her family would have thought that the hospital people with whom she worked so much and with whom she was spending her most of the time for so long have done something to Nadia, which we later came to know in this case that Nadia's parents' assumption was completely wrong, because whoever did all this to Nadia was someone else. And even though all their suspicions were wrong, but due to this protests and society's pressure, the Uttarakhand police had formed a special team due, to which there was no lapse in the investigation of Nadia. This team left for last known location of Nadia's phone, which was Bareilly in Uttar Pradesh. On reaching Bareilly for investigation, the police got Nadia's phone from the house of a woman named Khushbu, and Khushbu got very scared when she saw the police in her house. She was so scared that she told the police the truth, that all this was done to Nadia by her husband, whose name was Dharmendra Kumar. Khushbu told that to save her husband, she had sent her to a relative's house in Jodhpur city of Rajasthan. But despite telling the truth, the police were not going to let Khushbu go, because she had helped a criminal knowingly. They arrested her also, and on 14th August police arrested Dharmendra from Jodhpur as well. But who is this man Dharmendra? And what was his relation or acquaintance with Nadia Ji? Dharmendra Kumar was a 28-year-old man who actually lived in Bareilly city of UP. But he used to visit Uttarakhand for his labor jobs. His life was full of poverty. He was poor since childhood, and to feed his wife, to run his house, he did not hesitate in looting. He did not have any sense of humanity in his mind, and whenever he got a chance, he would loot, steal from people, etc. without any second thought. But unfortunately, on 30th July, when Nadia Ji was returning to her home, she met this monster. According to his statement, Dharmendra noticed Nadia getting down from a e-rickshaw, and in a drunken state, he started following Nadia. When Nadia was passing through a deserted place, Dharmendra attacked her and took her to the bushes. At first, Dharmendra only wanted to steal her money and jewelry, but because he had caught her and she was fighting back. So in anger, he sexually abused Nadia, and then to assert his dominance, he beat Nadia badly, and then he killed her by strangulating her with her own scarf. Dharmendra had pressed her throat so hard with the scarf that she stopped breathing, and then eventually she died after seeing that Nadia was dead. Dharmendra hit her face several times with a stone so that her face gets disfigured and she would not be recognizable to anyone. After covering his tracks, he took all of Nadia's belongings, including her phone, jewelry, and 3,000 rupees with him and ran away. Nadia Ji's dead body remained there for 9 days. In Uttarakhand, a lot of protests were held for this case, and because of the people raising their voice, the police had to make this case their #1 priority. And because of Nadia Ji's colleagues, and all the young responsible people of Uttarakhand participated in protests, so it was because of them that this case was solved so quickly. The police had put charges of robbery, physical abuse, murder and abduction on Dharmendra, due to which he can get life imprisonment or even death penalty. I hope this man gets punished as soon as possible and Nadia ji gets justice. In this case is a prime example that if people do not remain silent like the people of Uttarakhand did not remain silent for this case, then how quickly you can get justice, how quickly you can find the culprit, and how quickly the police also gets involved in such a case. So hopefully, you must have learned something from this case that never shut your voice for anyone, and with that this case is halted right here. But with that, I hope that you guys are happy and healthy. Thank you for watching this video.